So we'll begin. Today, I had a nice experience I wanted to share. After a long time, I'm sharing the experience in public. Earlier, I used to do a lot. Now, today was completely different. And it was like what Buddha says to Bahia, exactly that experience and how you should be. So I was telling it to Ravindra in the morning. I thought, and I also was sharing that with Shenil, but I didn't tell him about what it was. But then I thought, this is in reference to Sanyukta Nikaya 25.0 series, where you have the Chakku Vagga, that is section on Chakku. In that, you have Chakku, then Rupa, then like that. So the consciousness out of it, and the feeling, then the perception. Okay. So what I wanted to tell you is I'm not saying I didn't know this earlier, but it is much profound than what I knew of all of these years. So for once, I understood exactly what Buddha is trying to say with relation to conscious experience. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with all of you. Good morning, sorry, good afternoon, Bobby. So now, what is Chakku? The first thing we, as well, for the time now, today I got this experience of what is Chakku and what is Sota, what is Ghana, like that. The six senses means what they really represent, and why Buddha says that they are not yours or mine, something like that. That also I came to know. So in the Chakku Vagga, it starts with Chakkum, what it means, Sota, and then he says that it is Anicca, Viparinami, Anyata Bhavi. Okay. But what it really means for anyone who is doing it. So I was giving Ravindra an example, taking tongue. Okay. So for the last few days, they all are having idli at my home, meaning we are bringing it from the shop or from the restaurant. And whatever they are eating in their state, they are not able to eat here. So saying that in front of the chakku eyes, independent of every other senses, the rupa arises. That is just some object. Now, when that arises, there is a conscious experience of something coming in front of the eye. This you should experience for yourself. And if you see that experience, you might like that, or you might dislike it, or you might be neutral to it, meaning you're still not decided. But when you touch that thing, it is very hot, you get a different experience, which is done by the Vijnana. So you would get dukkha vedana, unpleasant feeling because pretty hot. You should be able to slow it down so much. So what Chakku saw, the Kaya didn't see it, meaning didn't get it. So the Vijnana stitched between the eye and the body. So now when I touch that, let's say idli, it's pretty hot, but eyes cannot see hot or cold. It can be only be sensed by the body. So when it touched, it's pretty hot. So you'll just leave it. You get a dukkha vedana, but the eyes got a sukha vedana. And they are independent, but they're dependent on consciousness. Okay. Now this Vedana came where? The Vedana came in the senses. I sense and the body sense. Now I cut that idli and put it in the mouth. And then what happens? The mouth is tongue sense door. So there is a different way than altogether. Meaning, if it is very salty, I liked it, body had a unpleasant sensation, and the tongue now has a unpleasant sensation. But I had a pleasant sensation. But the body and tongue have a different sensation. And the smell is pleasant. But there is no sound of that cutting. So, what does the mind sense door do? It adds up all of it, averages it out, and say it's most unpleasant food I have ever taken. This was a very good penetration while I'm telling him. It started in the morning and early morning. Then it was continuing, and then I was telling him how to see this. So now, can you rely on Vijnana? No, because now you can see 6 Vijnanas separately. They are not one. And that's what he is saying in the Mahatanha Sankaya Sutta, where he says, can you see this Vijnana as one? Like what Sati is asking. The same Vijnana goes to the next life. And the answer is no. Now I am scratching my head like this because there's something biting, scratching. This Vijnana has got nothing to do with eyes. So I'm not doing anything with the eyes. So if I'm looking a good object, I might be still scratching here, but enjoying that object. So it has got nothing to do with it. So this is what I experienced this morning. So Chakku, Rupa, Chakku Vijnana. And 3 becomes Phassa. So after a long time today, I got to really see, can there be a Vedana without Phassa? And the answer is no. Meaning to say, if I get the idli consciousness, and then only there is a contact. If there were to be no idli consciousness, then there cannot be any contact. So can there be a feeling independent of the contact? The answer is no. Then can be a perception without the contact, and the answer is no. Can there be an intention without this contact? And the answer is no. If I were to cut the contact, can that lead to Nibbana? And the answer is yes. And that's exactly what I did. So it turned itself into dhite dhite mattam. In seeing, there is only seeing. In hearing, there is only hearing. In tasting, there is only tasting. In smelling, there is only smelling. In touching, there is only touching. In thinking, there is only thinking. Now I knew it for myself. I have seen the Vijnana to what it is. Okay. So all thanks to all of you for being on this ride with me and these people who are here. And I was thanking Shaniel for giving an opportunity to work with him whenever I'm going to meet him or now till that time. Also to Bobby. So basically, all of you have helped me in my this realization, which happened this morning. Now it was at 4:30 a.m. when I had this, and now it is 8:42. It's continued this exactly the same way. That's very nice. It's working. Okay. If it works for 7 days, and then you know what is going to happen. So let's see. That's very different experience. And that um, from 25.1, I had in fact told um, Ashwin while he was here on that sutta. But today I had that experience. Yes, Ashwin.
No, it's mistake. Carry on. Sorry.
Okay. So, what did I understand out of this sutta is that, in fact, Bobby was a key person for me to get into this sutta because he wanted me to send him a tons of suttas which have sotapanna. Okay, it all started with that. On 21st of April, I started compiling all of this and finding out. At that time, I happened to again go back to 25.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, till 9, till 10. There starts with 1 and ends with 10. Okay, and then I have shared some of it. It's there in that Sotapanna page. So, but exactly what I understood today is on three things. One, anicca. So let's take the same example forward. What did the eye see? Idli. No. What did the eye see actually? Four elements. That's all it saw. And with the color, varna, there is a flavor or sapidity, which is rasa. There is a smell, it's coming, gandha, and there is essence, some nutrients in that. It's oja. So, patavi apo tejo vayu, varna rasa gandha oja. Upadaya rupa, with the rupa. It's all. Now, if that object is earlier known to the Vijnana, then it already has taken it over. Tinna Sangati Passo. So the Passa has happened. Passa Pachaya Vedana. So there is a sensation or a feeling that this object is known to me and this I like. So, like in the case of Merin, she did so much for me to make sure that she prepares the food what I like. And Bobby made sure I have enough dry fruits and milk and everything so that I don't go hungry. And whatever I ask, they both have provided. And they keep on asking, "Are you okay? Are we giving you enough food the way you want?" And they used to say that, "Okay, we could only do this much." So, what did the eye see? Idli. So that is known to me, known to, it's been a habit pattern. So can I expect Shaniel to make idli and give it to me? That guy will go mad. When I am going to meet him on 29th of November, he can't. The other thing is that he have to now take me on a ride, and then maybe we have to come to the Saravana Bhavan where it's very closer to Bobby's home, and then we have to eat idli or whatever that is, and that's a pain for Shaniel. Maybe one day he will do it, but if I keep on asking him every day, Shane, will take me to the idli place, and then he would say, "It's too much. I'm getting pleasant. He's getting unpleasant sensation for the same idli, exactly the same idli. because in his conscious experience, there is no idli. In my conscious experience, there is idli. The chakuncha paticha rupe cha upajati chakku vinyanam. So the chakku and rupa is connected by vinyana. So now what did the vinyana do? It showed idli. That's the reason Buddha calls it a magician. So for the eye, the experience is not four element. Experience is idli. Inna sangati passo. So there's a contact. And with contact comes the feeling. Yam vedeti tam sanjanati. Now there's a perception of what? Idli. What else? So then the eye's job is done. That's it. The eye is gone. What next will come? Touch. So what happened to the eye? Gone. Now it is replaced by kayancha poticcha. Pottabbe cha upajati kaya vinyanam. Hinna sangati passo. The moment I put the hand, eating by spoon we can't make out, but if you're really at eating by hand, you can feel it. And it's hot. And if it is hot, I can't cut it. How? Dukkha Vedana. In the meanwhile, Bobby is explaining me about the sambar, or Marin is explaining sambar. Vilasji have this sambar. Now it is deflected. What is deflected? Again, the eye comes back. He takes sambar now. Chakuncha paticha rupe cha upajati chakku vinyanam. And again, tinna sangati passo. Now, is that a sambar? I don't know what it is, but called sambar. Now that sambar or idli, right? So then I have to take the idli. Sambar is good. It looks good, but I have not tasted it. So the chakku job is again done. There is no job for the sota. There is some job for the ghana. So the ghanancha paticha gandecha upajati ghana vinyanam. Now I start to smell. Okay. Now when this smell comes to be, such a nice smell. So the sambar starts to taste. Where? In the mouth. But I have not put a single drop of it in the mouth already. But the nose has created that sensation. Eyes already had created a sensation in the mouth. There is an expectation that this sambar and chutney is going to be delicious. So there's already a expectation. I mean, dukkha is already ready. Now the idli has become slightly colder, and Bobby keeps on speaking something or the other, and then I get now distracted again, and Marin is speaking something, Bobby is speaking something. So manancha paticha dhamme cha upajati mano vinyanam. At that moment, the idli is removed, the sambar is removed, the chutney is removed. In its place is replaced by Bobby and Marin. Now, whom do I like the most? Now becomes a question. Bobby is very strict and disciplined person. So I don't like people who are very disciplined and very tough. So I look at Marin. And Marin is acceptable person. So I become very friendly with Marin. And that irritates Bobby now. But he can't openly say that, Vilasji, I'm not happy with you appreciating Marin and you depreciating me. He thinks, yeah, he's a teacher, so what else can be done? Maybe. And Marin says, Vilasji, you know what? If I make this idli, Bobby complains, but you are so good, you are enjoying. Okay, now what happens to Bobby? He gets dukkha vedana. in the mind. I get Sukha Vedana. And what does Marine get? Sukha Vedana. No idli has been eaten by anyone. Marine has not tasted it. Bobby has not tasted it. Neither I have tasted it. But the Manancha Paticha Dhammecha Upajati has already happened. So that's a new experience of Vedana at that point in time. Now the idli has become cold. Now I finished talking to both Marin and Bobby and I cut it and I eat. When I eat it, when I touch it, I get a pleasant feeling because it's not hot any longer. Or I might get a neutral feeling. Put in the mouth. Unfortunately, Marin has put twice the salt. And now Bobby also eats and I also eat. And then he says in his Malayalam something to her. And then she asked me, is it very salty, Vilasji? Now it is a perception. Now what should I say? Is it salty means is the quantity of salt more or the flavor of the salt is more or what is more? This is subjective. What if I love salt things? Now, how can I justify and how can Bobby justify? And Bobby will say it is salty. I will say, no, Marin, I think it's okay. Then she says something very strange. Bobby is very sensitive to taste. What it means, I don't know. Neither he knows. Now, somehow we push the food inside, meaning I love eating idli and whatever they are prepared, and the salt is perfect for me because I love salty things. But however, they eat very hot food, but I can't take hot food. Hot means a spice. So they eat spicy. I don't eat spicy. Now what happens? I am getting spicy flavor in the mouth. It is burning, and they are eating comfortably. So you see this fun of the Vijnana. Each one is getting their own different experience. And when we three speak, it turns conflicting because all the experience is subjective. How can you define taste? You can't. How can you define a sight? You can't. How can you define a sound? You can't. How can you define a touch? You can't. How can you define a smell? You can't. How can you define a thought? You can't. Now, what should I do? Reverse it. Meaning what? We first saw that idli, cut that vinyana itself of idli. This is exactly what I did today. Instead, it appeared as element. So Nibbida happened then and there. And then the viraga happened. Instantaneously, there's viraga. Then Nirodha happened, cessation. Then it was peaceful because there was no idli to see. That next one is abhinyaya. I could see through the idli. Example, what I was giving to Ravindra. Sambodhaya. I got the bodhi, entire bodhi, Four Noble Truth. And the very moment was Nibbana. Now, can I replace this with wife? Chakuncha paticha rupecha upajati. Which vinyana? Wife. Is there a wife? There is no. So did the passa happen? No. Did you feel anything about the wife? No. Did you perceive it as wife? No. Excellent. Did the Nibbida happen? Yes. The Viraga happen? Yes. The Nirodha happen? Yes. The Upasamaya happen? Peaceful? Yes. The Abhinyaya happen? Yes. Sambodhaya happen? Yes. Did Nibbana happen with wife? Yes. So are you seeing the way to be seen? Yes. Are you hearing the way it should be heard? Yes. Are you sensing the way it should be sensed? Yes. Are you cognizing the way it should be cognized? Yes. So is there this side? No. Is there that side? No. Is there anything in between? No. So the dukkha is ended. So did I have to go to the 9 jhanas? No. Can I do it with panya? Yes. Did I achieve today upato bhaga vimukti? Yes. Now I can do from both sides. Now I can do this side, I can do that side. It was the most fabulous experience I ever had in my Buddha Dhamma. Okay, I'm really grateful to all of you, every one of you here, because without your effort, this wouldn't have happened. And people who come here, I'm feeling like treating them with something, because they have done. Yesterday, I was talking to all of these people in the evening, explaining to them how they should see and what they were doing and this and that till the night. I think it has really worked out, And all thanks to Bobby, actually, for his constant dragging me with something or the other and asking me to provide him with details and data and all that. So it's good. I mean, we have another replica called Ariu, but I think Bobby is even more than Ariu. It is nice. I mean, today I'm really at peace. Really, peace means really at peace. Yes, Bobby.
So my constant dragging worked, right?
Yeah,
That is
absolutely. Just within a month. Just within a month. Nice. Yesterday I was saying that to Shaniel, that 9 jhana, 8 jhana. It's actually, it was working out yesterday while I was doing this.
yeah.
But then today morning was really
Yeah,
extraordinary.
actually, Vilashi, like when you say Upadog Bhaga Bhumukti, like is it that then you don't have to enter into jhanas? That's what you meant? No,
No, I don't have to.
So it is
I
just
can.
completely panya.
Yes, I can, and I don't have to also. If I need, I can. If I don't need, I don't have to.
But is there like when that happens, there is a sufficient amount of concentration? Will be
Yes, there
there.
is samadhi. Like I was explaining to him exactly as it is happening. We were walking. I and Ravindra were walking in the, from here it started. So I started telling him. And I was telling him how I'm seeing it. And then I started with eating, because that's the most easiest to understand. Then I brought it to each one of them. Then I was asking him, if you don't have a wife, you divorce a wife, what happens? It comes back to girl. Right? So the Vijnana lets go of the wife. Like Aryu is divorced. So there's no wife. Shaniel has divorced. He doesn't have a wife. He can bring the memories, but he doesn't have the wife. Right? Can you divorce without divorcing? That is dite mattam. You don't have to divorce anything. Can you leave the home without leaving the home? Can you leave the job without leaving the job? Can you leave everything which is conditioned completely? So to cite an example, Bobby, now when I'm seeing Anjana, who is sitting here and hearing to us, she's Anjana. Okay, so let's start with that. Is she a wife? And the answer is no. Honestly, no. Because Chakku is seeing what? Wife? No. Chakku is seeing an object. That object is called wife. After phassa, contact, the wife came to be. Before the contact, there was no wife. And then the feeling comes. What feeling? She is my wife. And that feeling can be a pleasant feeling, can be an unpleasant feeling, can be neither pleasant nor unpleasant feeling. Let's say Anjana is sitting here, another nice looking girl comes to be. Now, the consciousness now picks up that object and throws out Anjana at that space. Chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajati chakku vinyanam. So now what happens? That EYE, I, has divorced Anjana for getting a better flair or flavor of that girl. Tinna Sangati Passo. So there is a contact. With contact comes the feeling. So what happened to Anjana feeling? It's gone. It's completely gone. No feeling for Anjana exists at that point in time till that girl is there. So Rupa, till it goes away, that feeling continues. Now when that Rupa goes away, then it's gone along with that. So the feeling went away along with that girl. Now I would like the girl to come back if I'm liking it. I don't want the girl to come at all to my home if I'm disliking it. Or I'm yet to make a decision to have her or not to have her. It's neutral. When she goes away, when the eyes again come back and sees Anjana, it is wife. So the conscious experience of wife comes to be. Right? So now what happened? At that moment, I entered into a kama bhava when that girl came. So the kama tanha started, craving for sensual. Now when that start, I want her to be with me, bhava tanha. Or I don't like her to be with me, vibhava tanha. Let's say she is very hot to look at. Or let's say, Bobby, you, Marin, and Anjana, we have gone to the Sunshine Coast and we somehow find some nude beach or some beach or topless beach. And what happens? Now, Anjana experience is gone and replaced by the beach experience. So, my eyes, this eye, not my eyes, are searching for enjoyment, independent of what body is feeling, because now I can't touch her, I can only see. But the consciousness will get the complete experience only after all the six sense doors are experienced. And only I has experienced. So there's partial experience. So the mind has to fill the remaining up. So we go near her, near that girls were sitting. Just like the other day we went to that, wherever you are taken to that island. So if you go near them, well, we can see it in close quarter, but still it's seeing. It's not touching, it's not smelling, it's not tasting, nothing is happening. So then what happens? At that moment, Anjana is no longer there. And that's what it means. that through Panya, I can penetrate and see, this is what is happening. And when the lady talks, eye sense door goes away, replaced by ear sense door. And now my sight is removed, replaced by ear. And I hear a voice is not good. So get a dukkha vedana. Let's say I somehow make friendly with her and I touch her. There's no reaction from her. There's dukkha vedana again. So eyes had a sukha vedana, ears had a dukkha vedana, body had a dukkha vedana. And she comes near, but she has not brushed her teeth, so it's smelling. I don't want to taste her. So dukkha vedana. I now conclude, because the smell is not good, not feeling happy. The mind now concludes this woman is dukkha vedana overall. So the next time I see that same woman, overall I get a dukkha vedana. Yes, Saryu.
Yeah. Hopefully, quick question. So, during this process of, let's say, meeting this woman, let's say some music is being played, does the mind have
Go there.
that overall to this experience of this
Yes,
woman?
so it's a very good question. So let's say, when I was young, I listened to the radio. That is played. Even I like Carpentiers and you love Carpentiers. And you know what's going to happen? The girl is removed the very second. And the consciousness takes over that song. At that very moment, you're not enjoying the girl, you're enjoying the song, or you're carefully listening to that song. Yes.
Yeah, I guess my question is that song, let's say, played on top of this pleasant experience with this
It
girl.
will go away.
Does it get added up?
No,
as
it will go away. It fades away. It fades away. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Harry. Like I and Bobby and Marin, we went to a place, island, Victoria Point. And then we went on the other side. Some two ladies were on their bikini and they were just oiling themselves or doing whatever with themselves. And then we three sat another place. Let's say my favorite music is coming, like this Carpentiers. At that moment, the experience of seeing that girl fades away. It's not added on top of that. It fades away. You can see it fading away. That's a tremendous experience. Like today, I had that experience. It just fades away. It arose, but fades away with something else coming. It fades away, completely faded away without a trace. So now what happens here is that even though I seemingly like watching those women over there, but really I'm not watching them. I'm watching or I'm listening to the music for some time. And if I start again watching back that women, the song fades away. But the mind makes up for the difference. So it plays as though both are working simultaneously. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I think I can understand what you explained, but I'm curious because a lot of these, let's say, advertisement, they work by creating association between things. They put them together, so the mind almost get confused and think they're part of the same experience. I'm wondering, let's say you...
No, that's the whole idea, right? See, the mind will make up for the rest. It's so fast that you're seeing the ladies, or I'm seeing those ladies, and also listening to the song. It seems I'm doing both at the same time. But
And my goodness, does it make the overall experience of that lady more better because the music
no,
was
it doesn't. It doesn't. You can try it out today. Play the Carpenters song and start eating idli. You will either miss one of them. You go to that Madras cafe, now that you know them so keenly, then when they see your face, they're going to give you 2 idlis and 1 vada, or 3 idli, 1 vada. Then have it. Yes, go ahead.
I guess in the case of this Madras Cafe, Italy adds up to the Madras Cafe experience. The music adds up to it. So this Madras Cafe conscious experience.
Try it out. Try it out. Try it out. You have made it. You have made it up. That is a sankhara. Just break the sankhara and see. Music is one thing. The girl standing at that counter is another thing. The arrangement of the chairs over there in the Madras Cafe is another thing. The idli as such is another thing. The sambar and chutney is another thing. They all are different things. What the mind sense door does is to add all of them together and give itself a good experience.
I call it Madras Cafe experience, which is good.
Yes. So either you will average it out and say, I had a good experience, or you say it's a bad experience. So if somebody were to ask, can you explain to me what good experience you had? You cannot explain whether it was in the cafe, that is, the building made you feel happy, or the reception by that lady who stands in front desk with her mask made you happy, or the chair where you sat made you happy, or the idli and vada, the sambar and the chutney made you happy, or what made you happy? Or we normally take the buttermilk. So I think you're still drinking that buttermilk if that made you happy. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. I guess in short, my question is the mind can make mistakes doing this accounting because
Not make mistake.
It's
It
always
makes tremendous mistake.
Because it's always mistaken.
Yes. Yes. What's a mind sense door do? It aggregates the experience. And this I saw it today. It just makes it up. It in fact messes it up. But that's what it can do. And the conflict comes because of this misunderstanding of the experience. Like today, my wife made poha. And Ravindra has been searching for the same poha across our area, and everybody has put a board, poha available, but that is not early in the morning, it's later in the morning. So he went to one shop the other day. He was very happy. He saw the photograph. He thought, so chakuncha paticcha rupecha upajati chakku vinyanam. He got a what? Pleasant sensation. So he moved his body, meaning he's having dukkha vedana in the body, but then he went for a walk. He thought, okay, I'll go and bring it. He went to the shop, and the shop fellow said, we don't have poha right now. We have dosa if you want. So what happened? Chakuncha paticcha is gone. Now it's dosa. Where is the dosa? It's in the mind. Sense door. Manancha paticcha dhammecha upajati manovinyanam. Tinna sangati phasso. Now the contact has happened. Phassa pachaya vedana. Immediately he got a dukkha vedana. He's got unpleasant sensation. He couldn't do anything. So he bought 4 masala dosas, packed it, and was coming down. And that day, I was wanting to buy the same thing, okay, for my family. If he had told me he's going to do that, I could have taken him to a better store. We went to a hotel. We packed it up. We packed all his 4 dosa also in the same bag. And we came. But the overall experience of Ravindra on that day is dukkha vedana. even though the dosa would have been good, because the initial Vedana, what he got, the feeling what he got was Dukkha Vedana. Because he don't like idli and vada and dosa. In fact, there's four women there, and this guy here is tired of eating the South Indian dishes. They are looking forward when the 31st of May is going to happen. They are just going to run away from this place. And fortunately, today is Monday. They're flying on Saturday. Okay, so just waiting. My goodness. Even today, when I went and asked them, shall we order for idli? They said, the lady said, no, I don't want to eat. They're bugged up. Why? Rupa, they already have idli, where it is created aversion. And could I make Anjana to make poha for all of them? She could have, or she might not have. I don't know. If she could, she's in pain. If she didn't, I am in pain. Okay. I will say, look, you have to donate, you have to do this. And she says, you horrible guy. You first of all bring these 6 people. And on top of that, you want me to cook. Okay, I will cook it, but it'll take 1 hour. And then I'll go and tell Ravindra, you have to wait for an hour. He says, I'm very hungry, Vilas. Now I come back to her. I'm very hungry. She has a cup in her hand. She throws it. And it falls on my forehead and gives me a bump here. And then I go to Ravindra. He says, what happened, Vilasji? You seem to have a bump here. I said that, like Buddha had a bump here. I'm getting a bump here because I'm getting enlightened. As closer to enlightenment, I get this bump here. Okay. Now you see, he is having dukkha vedana of eating idli. So he has sukha vedana for poha. Poha is where? He's in the mind. It's just the nama and rupa. Nama rupa samudayo, vinyana samudayo. Nama rupa nirodho, vinyana nirodho. If this guy would have removed that poha and treated everything as 4 elements, he would be nibiddhaya, viragaya, nirodhaya, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambodhaya, nibbana. Instead of that, he made sure he had poha. And today it is raining. Even if that shop is open, he can't go and get one. Good thing what he did, we went to one store here, one small store, there they had bread. She said that we have milk bread. And he thought, I don't want to eat that milk bread, but there was no other alternative. So he bought milk bread. After 1 hour, it is continuously raining. And now they couldn't have poha, nor they have idli, nor they have anything. They should have stayed hungry. Yes, sir, you go ahead.
Yeah, I guess one question. So in this whole experience of Ravindra, even though it starts from the tongue, the jivha wanting the poha, but this whole experience, the dukkha, is not happened on the tongue sense door
At all, because there is a craving, there is a tanha in the tongue. To meet the tanha of tongue, all the other sense doors are working. That's what
So
he
the
says.
dukkha happened primarily on the mind,
Yes.
nothing on the tongue at all.
Yes, and that's the reason Buddha says in that 6 animals, Chappana Upama Sutta, is like 6 animals. One strong animal will pull the other 5 animals. The same way, his tongue is pulled eye, ears, nose, body, and mind. How? When he went and asked, ear sense no. She said no. What do you mean no? I said, no. Dukkha Vedana in the ear. The tongue got dukkha because it wanted poha. Eyes went in search of poha. Ears went in search of poha. Nose went in search of poha. He had to move this whole body to meet poha. And there was a dukkha in the mind. So if I apply Bahya Sutta on myself, Dhite Dhite Mattam is just the element. Sute Sute Mattam, it's again the element. Mute Mute Mattam, it's just the element. Vinyate Vinyate Mattam, it's only the element. So today's experience is extraordinarily different for me than any other experience in this 20 years of my journey or 25 years of journey. It's a beauty. Now I have penetrated both sides. I had not penetrated on the Panya side at all, much. I should take time. Today, from the time I got up, it started. It's now 9:23. It's continuous on everything. Everything I'm seeing, it's the same, exactly the same Nibbidha experience. And it's going in round. Nibbidha, Viraga, Nirodha, Upasamaya, Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbana. The 7 steps what Buddha says. You should verify. It can be verified. Like I said, all thanks to all of you. Yes, Shaniel.
And congratulations, Vilas.
Thank you.
Very, very happy for you. I just had a question. You said both sides, obviously the wisdom side. What's the other side again?
Jhana.
Oh, jhana. Okay. Right. Great.
Like what you're trying to do, right? So
Yep.
that's a jhana. So you get into the 8 jhanas and you turn anagami.
Mhm.
Okay. And the 9th one will happen instantaneously. You will have the Nirodha Samapatti. When that happens, the all 6 sense door closes and opens back. The
Mhm.
beautiful experience to have. And once you have that, the Nibbana, what we spoke, right? That's going to happen.
Yep.
Okay. And after that, you know for sure you are done through that. That means if you die at that moment, then you are an anagami, meaning you're not going to come to the womb existence.
Mhm.
Because the Kamachanda and Vyapada will completely fall down. Okay. And and then you have to do the what we can say, the Panya side of it,
Mhm.
wisdom side of it. So this, if you do Shaniel, is that is jhana. So it's called as Kaya Sakhi. It means Kaya Sakshi means you have understood the Kaya, that is the collection, as a witness. Sakhi is witness.
Mhm.
So it seems to me, looking at your eyes again and again, you will be able to do it much before I ever come there. It's making me feel pretty certain to me from your yesterday's eyes and today's eyes. And anyway, we are meeting every day. I only, what I can not wish, I feel you would get it. And then we can extend it, meaning when I'm there, we can keep on extending the time of being there.
Yep.
Then it can go to days and like that. Even if you don't do anything, you're there in that state.
Mhm.
No matter what we do. Let's say we were to go to a mall, we go to a beach, don't go anywhere, we sit at the room or at the house or wherever, whatever. It would be the same, including your working.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're even doing a coding or you're giving some ideas or whatever it is, you wouldn't have a change of experience. That's a fabulous thing to have.
Mhm.
Okay, so you will not have any separation between working life and a non-working life.
Yep.
Okay, and that's a beauty to have.
Mhm.
But now we all the time we are thinking of separating it. Oh, this is this life, and this is family life, and this is spiritual life, and that is that life, which is not actually there. It's only one life. So you can't create many of these different and suffer out of that. So you would get that. Once you start getting that, it merges, meaning you'll see no separation between you and others at all. And that gives you a unified experience, just unified. So ekatta, and then you get nanatta, separated out of four. You will get into the four arupa jhanas all the time. So ekatta nanatta. Okay. And then nibbana.
Yeah, my day-to-day experience has definitely been different after your visit. You know, obviously I'm being very to work to be conscious of things all of the time, be mindful, and yeah, I noticed a change, a shift, but obviously it hasn't fully matured. But continuing to work on that.
Yeah, maybe in our 40 days association, a lot of things are going to happen. It's nice. I mean, the way it has, it's concluding, it seemed to be very, I don't know, I have no words to express my happiness, especially with all of you being there, and especially at your home. I don't know what was a game changer there, but something different has happened.
Very, very happy for you the last year.
Yeah, thank you. And I think, yeah, you're also saying that, I mean, after I left, there's been good progress, or even when I'm there, but it's nice. I mean, I don't know whether it was meant to be that way or whatever it is. So today, yes, what's that?
Oh, sorry. I have one other quick question,
Yes.
and that just related to your experience. Obviously, like you're saying, you see those seven. Yeah, just how does it feel like in terms of your mind, consciousness, however, if you can describe?
Yeah, I can explain all of the seven. Let's say we'll take this cup of tea. Easy, because idli and all that is a different thing. So everybody knows this cup and a tea. So there's no guesswork. Now, what is nibbida in this is, you see a tongue taste is different than eye taste. Eye taste is different than the ear taste, and the ear taste is different than the nose and the body. Okay. So the mind sense door cannot fix this now. Meaning it can't bring it together. So there's no tea experience. It basically would be hot water and some sugar and some tea, leaves and milk. It's not that we never knew this, but there is nobody to taste it. So there's no person. From this morning, I am not seeing any person. So who's drinking this tea? It's no one. It's just a conscious experience. Something going inside. And when the tea is removed from this, it tastes nothing. Yeah, there is sweet taste. Yes, absolutely. And there is some sour taste or some this taste. So you can just taste it. That's it. So the nibbida happened that there's no tea. It doesn't mean that I will not drink this tea if given again. But there is no craving for having tea. Right? Now, now viraga happens. Should I work on viraga? That means dispassion. Should I be dispassionate about this tea? There's nothing like being passionate in the first place, to be dispassionate. So the consciousness has let go of it. It didn't find anything in this. So the viraga happened. So does it arise in the mind about mixing everything up and that experience of tea through the eyes, through the ears, through the nose, tongue, body, and mind? The answer is no. So Nirodha happened. Is it peaceful? Yes. The mind is not moving towards the T.
Mm.
So, upasamaya, isn't it the most extraordinary way to see it? Abhinyaya. Now, do you see the Four Noble Truth? Yes. Have you let it go? Yes. Isn't that Nibbana?
Yeah,
Okay.
very good.
Now, can you say what is Nibbana? I would say better drop this T. Okay. Now, if we put this to half break, don't work for half break, but work for half break.
Mhm.
Who is working? Not Shaniel. But in who? What do you mean who? There's no need to be a who there. It's just work. So Nibbida happens. You don't feel it is my company. It's just a company.
Yeah,
So Nibbida happens. Now, do you have to let go of half break as physical separation? And
No.
the answer is no. Viraga. Does it arise in your mind that I am working for half brick and now I no longer work for half brick? No, there was no half brick in the first place. Now you can change half brick to full brick if you want, or just keep it brick.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So, viraga nirodha. Isn't it peaceful? It indeed is. Now, do you have to enter into 8 jhana like this? No, because you are in that.
Mm.
Okay, so there's nothing needs to be done. So it's peaceful. Upasamaya. Abhinyaya. Can you now see the deception of half break? It's a deceptive thing, just like the tea. So, done. Now, can you see Sambodhi? If you hold on to half brick, there is dukkha. If you let go of half brick, there's sukha. It is permanent sukha, not conditioned by market, not conditioned by anything. You want to work, you work. You don't want to work, have to work. But
Mm.
you don't have to create a condition of working or not working.
Mhm.
You know what? I've decided to quit. When did you join to quit? You never join, so you will not quit. If you're born, you're going to die. If you're unborn, you're not dying. Right? So if you are joined an organization, you're going to call it that's the end of my career in this company. You never were joined. You're just serving if you want.
Mm.
That's it. So do you get Nibbana while at half break? All the time.
Yep. I get what you're saying. Yeah, it makes more and more sense to me day by day. And I was interested in like how you say it feels very pleasant. Not pleasant, just you're at peace, right?
Yes,
With
you're at
whatever
peace.
happens, because you
Absolutely.
understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are at peace. I mean, there's nothing in this world that can shake you up.
Yeah. Well, the last 10-day retreat that I did here at my place, I think for the last 3 days, I was just feeling neither pleasant nor unpleasant sensations for a long time. When I came out of that retreat, it was very similar to that for me, like just at peace. Nothing really stuck. Only best way I could describe it is nothing stuck to my mind. Like even outside of that, like when something comes, it mind sort of clings to it, but after that, nothing really stuck. But it only lasted, a few days, and then the world sort of came back in. But it was an amazing experience. And then after you left too, I was driving, one time somewhere, and I had that similar experience again, where nothing kind of stuck. It's just like so much ease in
Yeah,
life.
it is at ease. I mean, it's effortless.
Effortless, exactly.
Absolutely
Yeah.
effortless. Like just like I was driving Bobby's car. It's literally effortless driving.
Mhm.
And Bobby used to I mean, Bobby feels tired of driving. I was wondering what is there to get tired in driving? What's particular there to get tired? I mean, I couldn't understand why he gets tired. But actually, I was not getting tired of anything. I'm going, talking, doing everything, driving and coming back and with all of them. And yet I'm not tired. I was wondering why Bobby gets tired. I mean, what's there to get tired? Unless you are involved with it, you get tired. If you are not involved with it, there's no tiredness because there is no effort.
Yeah. And I remember thinking at the time, like if this is the experience of Nibbana and this is what you have all of the time, it's both amazing but unremarkable too at the same time. You know, it's not like something completely magical and lights.
No, nothing like that. It just like unshaking, meaning
Yes.
it's just peaceful. Like, in Bobby has a book of Ajahn Chah, which says still flowing water. The water is flowing, but it's still.
Still.
And I feel that, just still. There's no movement. Absolutely no movement. Anything.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt, and the best way I could describe it is that nothing's stuck to the mind, but nothing moved the mind really.
Yeah,
It was,
that's
just unshaken.
Right. So you can be working, you can be doing half a dozen other things and yet not get attached to.
Mm.
And
Wonderful.
that's Nibbana. Yes, Bobby.
Vilash, you normally emphasize lots on jhana practice, samadhi practice. So now, since this experience is there now, like you attain, panya vimutti, or liberation through wisdom. So I think most of your people here, they have this sufficient. Is it the samadhi or the concentration what we have is enough to have this panya vimutti, or already you have lots of samadhi? That's the reason.
No, you need to have experience of all 8 samadhi or 8 absorptions, 4 rupa and 4 arupa. You can't skip it. You can't directly get into a panya vimukti route, at least as a neya, meaning we are not somebody who has vipachitanyu or ugatitanyu as our state of mind. I don't think so. Any one of us have that. So it would be not a good way to say that can we directly get into panya vimukti? And the answer is no. It's not that Bobby, when I came to Australia, I didn't know this. But today's experience is totally baffling. Meaning, it didn't mean that I never knew this at all. Even when I met Ariu and Chirag and all that, or even before, I was having spurt of this. But not like what I was explaining to Ravindra in the morning. It's completely different.
Maybe your sense of self is resolved that you
Yeah, that's correct. Yes. So the sense of self has to go. So now I could do the both sides of Patisamutpada. I in fact informed him about avidya pachaya sankhara. Now that avidya is gone, so there's no sankhara like that. I as a seeing, hearing, tasting, touching, smelling is not there.
last one, the observer is also gone.
The observer is gone. There is nothing to be observed and nothing as an observer. So when I take this tea, like I was just being made, just being taken, just been forgotten. So there's nothing to hold on to this experience. You know what? I had such a nice tea. And that makes no sense. Like another example I can give, if this continues for a nice long time. So when I go to Shaniel's home and then we bring something to eat and we just bring something to eat. It doesn't matter what we bring to eat. You're just filling up your stomach. And that doesn't mean that we can't bring back our whatever we want to eat also. But there is no you to get attached to that experience. when the you comes back, let's say, and then you feel that you have to get this, you want to get that. That is when the abhijja and vyapada will start to flow. So what Buddha says is that even at an arhat state, you really see he doesn't get the defilements come through. So this experience, what I had today, it has to mature. It's today's experience, right? If it doesn't mature, you go back to anagami. If you have it, you just got a glimpse of what this whole piece is.
Sense of self is also creating sankhara.
With the self only, you can create sankhara.
That's
Yeah. So with that, without that, you can't create this. So avidya yatveva sesa viraga nirodha means that this nirodha samapatti, what I've got, without getting into the ninth jhana, this nirodha samapatti at this moment of, if it sticks to it in the same way, like I explained to you that this is idli and this is eating and this is not, and this is not, I'm able to discern like that. It's completely nirodha samapatti. Okay. Because there is no perception and there is no feeling. Now, when there's no perception feeling, I've seen it without having going to the jhana route. Right? The same experience would have been on the jhana route. The difference between panya and the jhana is in jhana, you have to do it, sit and do it. Here, you don't have to sit and do it. It's just there all the time. So now what change can it bring when I fly from Bangalore to Sydney? So if I am right in the way I'm assessing it, the first time visit to Australia, 8 jhanas, is like I'm entering into jhana. So there is entry and exit. Right? So you enter and you have to exit. You can't stay there forever. Whereas in the panya, if I were to do this, I can cut off everything. That means from the time I sit in the flight to the time I get out of the flight, there is no experience. Because there is no feeler, there is no perceiver, there is no observer, there is nothing to be observed. So, which is better? The panya is better or the jhana is better? Like what Bobby is asking me. Yes, jhana is inferior when compared to panya. So, the vimukti is the
what it,
panya.
you have to understand how it, when you go to jhana, then you can experience that like that.
Yes, yes, correct. So first we have to we have to do it in 3-step process. Number 1 process is that senses do have enjoyment. So you do the sensual enjoyment. You can't reject. Now you know that the senses have enjoyment, but they're limited. You can't enjoy the same sense again and again and again. Okay? No matter, even if I drink 20 teas, I can't get that experience. Or so many ice cream or so many chocolates and all that. So it doesn't give me that experience. Or even if I have 1 million US dollars, that's not going to give me that experience because after I buy everything, what else can I do? Nothing else I can do. It's only about maintaining it. So it doesn't make any difference. Even if I have the beautifulest woman in my life, it's not going to do anything. So ultimately, I come to a saturation level. So the senses have got saturated completely. So there's nothing more I can do with senses. Now I come to the jhanic route because that gives me much pleasure, better pleasure than displeasure. Then I find jhana or senses both have the nature of arising and passing away. So why don't I drop both of them forever? Now you are in panya vimukti. Now you have cleared both. You've cleared the jhanic, you've seen what it is, and you have gone into the panya vimukti. So liberation by wisdom and liberation by absorption, jhana. So what Shaniel is doing today is on the jhana. So every day his eyes is getting more better, more absorbed and more when I look at Bobby's and his is 100% stable. So he can get into the 8 jhan quick, I mean, without effort, even better than last month. When I was seeing his, on 4th, I met him. That eyes, what I saw today is tremendously different. And I wish that by the time I go, he's like, click of this is there and click of this is back. So it'll be fun. And then he's sitting in the same place, and then he's okay, Vilasji, do whatever you want. You sit wherever you want. I'm now going off. So I was telling whom I was telling. I think I was telling you or I telling her. I don't know whom I was telling. Is that if he stays on his own, I was telling these ladies yesterday that if he stays on his own, if I stay on my own, if it is a normal person, he'll go mad with 40 days. What will he do? Because there's no one to talk and nothing to do at his home because there's no outside, meaning you can't go out and go for some mall or some drive or something. It's just a land with some trees. And there's nothing there. There's absolutely solitude. There's nothing. So the people are going to die in depression. If he just closes his door, whatever he closes and says, Vilasji, don't disturb me for next 8 hours. And then I'm a person who is going to be running around. What will I do for 40 days? Maybe I'll ask Shaniel, can you prepone my ticket? I think I can't survive in this madness. Or I will give a call to Bobby. Bobby, can you come? And Bobby will say, Vilasji, you know what? You said you're going to sit there and meditate with Shaniel, and that's the reason I did not come. And then say, Bobby, getting bored, come. So the only thing I can do is to enter into jhanas, and then it makes. Otherwise, it makes pain, literal pain. Like these people are asking, what next, sir? That's their common question. What next? I say, what next? There's nothing next. So they're waiting now when 31st May is going to happen. The day 31st May happens, they will just run. They will not even turn back again because they don't know what to do. So they wait desperately. Will he come or will he not come? I slow down and I just go casually walk. Yeah, what do we do? And they don't know. Yeah, 31st is in Nibbana. No, they're out of Nibbana. They're in search of Nibbana. So they'll never get one. So they came here shopping for Nibbana. Then unfortunately, they're not getting it. Okay. And Veena also came twice, thrice. She's coming and she's wanting Nibbana. She thought if she comes here with her husband, they both wanted Nibbana. Unfortunately, I couldn't buy much of Nibbana and then gift it to them. So I would have been very happy to gift it to them. Take it and go. So yesterday night, I was talking to these 4 ladies. What we should do? And they don't have an answer. And we have Ravindra who can translate my language to their language. So now we have a, what is that? Native language
Translator.
support, NLS, native language support, NLS system is working here. So he gave them a talk for 1 hour and then they felt okay. But anyway, today is Monday, Saturday is just going to come through. There they go, fly back to their place, never to come back again. And if somebody asked, did you get Nibbana? They said, we don't want to go back to Bangalore. Sorry, thank you so much. We had enough of it. Yes, sir, you go ahead.
Yeah, so previously you were saying when someone's established, let's say in our hut, his presence will make people experience 1 to 8. very easily.
Yes,
and-
he's going. Ravindra is able to do it, but they are not able to make their mind peaceful.
Okay, so there's
He's-
still hindrance to be removed
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. And he's the sister who is there. He's able to experience. She's become more withdrawn now. But the other three ladies are jumping around.
So still there's a condition to be met. For
Yeah,
those
there is a obviously there should be a condition that need to be met. Yes.
And another question is previously, like, let's say you can stabilize in that state, then the energy never dissipates, regardless what things
It
you
never-
did. Like you do this, do that, those magic things, it still stays.
It should stay. So from that magical thing, what I did at your home, maybe let me finish that all of it, because what I found between my US visit and Australia visit is that I never got tired in Australia as much I got tired in America, because of that healing with Cindy and your son and somebody else and all of that combined. So
But now, if you do it, it should not.
it
drop.
shouldn't. So let me not count the chicken before they hatched. So let it go through, and then it should work, because that is an abhinya, meaning that's a psychic power. So I don't want to get into that right now. Let me get this going, and then I can try with all of you when you're there, or when with Shaniel to begin with, and with Bobby whenever he's there. Try to do something, because he says I'm tired. So then I have to see something to make him feel, wow, I'm not tired. I can run now, Vilasji. So then we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, Aryu.
I was thinking he'll be running, and he said, "Why you're walking, and I cannot chase you. I cannot catch." And you say, "I have stopped."
I've stopped. Bobby, stop. Like Angulimala. And then he says, yes, yes, Vilasji, I've stopped.
It's like Angurimal.
Yeah, Angulimala. Anyway, we are almost time. So, yeah, good. And thanks to all of you once again, and filled with gratitude for giving me an opportunity with all your, what I can say, with your interactions and all that, and my consistent thinking on Dhamma, because all of you, because I have to deliver something, I have to keep on experimenting and doing this and doing that. That is good that way.
Most happy, most happy.
And thanks to you, Aryu. I mean, you've been so kind from 2019. So it's good. So may you also get the same happiness soon. Because you've been like a backbone. So may you get it.
Thank you.
All right, good then. So we'll share something tomorrow. That sutta, you try to read it, 25 series. It starts with Chakku, then Rupa, then Vijnana, like that. It keeps on going. Of all the 6 senses, you can just go through once, and then we can do that. What I'm feeling is, if we do that every day basis for some more days, I think all of you might get it, because it covers both. It covers the dhatu, it covers the ayatana. So I would like to do this for some days, and then we'll see if it works for Ravindra, or for Shaniel, or for you, Aryu, or Bobby, or anyone around here. It'll be good, including my wife. She's been another person in my life who is supported from the beginning. At least you all have come now, but she has come from the beginning. So I would like to dedicate today's thing to her. But without her support, this wouldn't have been possible anyway. Very nice effort. Okay, good day, everyone, and good afternoon, good night. Bye bye.